Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Justin Dehm Show. This is Scott Kerker, along with Metamore head coach Justin Dehm. Coach, it's been 2 weeks since we've had a show, just because of the way the schedule lined up last week and everything. But you've had a pretty successful run here. We've talked about it on air a couple times. You know, in a course of a basketball season, there's some ups and downs and everything. And in the second half of the season, you always kind of hit a wall. And you just have to play through it. Every team has that wall that you have to play through. And you guys hit that wall a few weeks back. But it seems now you're coming out the other side of it a little bit.
We had a big second half of January. We played, I think, 7 games in 16 days. So it was a lot of games and not a lot of practice time. I think we learned a lot about what we got to get better at and what we're doing well that we need to keep doing. But it's hard to play that many games in that short a time frame. Obviously, having a guy like Gavin out also, so we're down a body. But I thought we finished January very well and a good strong start to February so far. So we're on the right track right now to try to peak at the right time, play our best basketball at the end of the season.
Yeah, your players have really responded well, and you know your team. I think when and you've talked about this yourself, is that when we play a little more up tempo, it seems like we play a lot better. We're maybe it's that they don't have time to think about it; they just react and they make great passes. When you slow it down, and I think this with any high school kid, when you slow it down and you make them think a little bit, sometimes they overthink things.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's not a case of these kids not being prepared, because they are incredibly prepared. And we've seen that. I just think you had to work your way through that, second half lull, and I think the last 3 or 4 games you guys have really started to play well.
Had some real good opponents too in January, right?
For sure.
I think we played, we played Dunlap. This is the game that ended the win streak. And then we had 2 days, and we were right back on Monday at Moline, 3 days. Then we had Washington in our tournament. Very next day we had Yorkville Christian. Then we gave them Sunday off because we had so many games and practices in a row. We needed a day off to rest our bodies. Unfortunately, it just happened to be 2 days before the Morton game, so we really only had 1 practice to get ready for Morton. Which was tough, obviously, playing the best team in our conference on one day to practice, and you don't want to go too hard the day before the game too, especially missing a guy. And three of our 8 that play varsity right now also playing the JV game, so we were kind of running on fumes a little bit. It felt like that last week, needed a day off. Had a really bad second quarter against Morton. Game kind of got away from us, but then we bounced back. We had a couple good wins since then. And now the schedule's kind of loosening up a little bit. We only have one more game, one more game after East Peoria. So really only 2 conference games left in the next week. Some teams still have 6 games left. So I kind of like where we're at. I would rather have more practices the last 2 weeks to kind of tighten up and tune up some things and work on what we need to work on to beat whoever we get matched up with in the regionals. That's the stuff we got to get ready for.
For sure. And the games I thought last week, I thought you guys, and we'll talk a little bit about, you went over and played at Pekin, and to me that's always a tough place to play. But I thought you played pretty. You mentioned in the pregame talk we had last week that we still had quite a few turnovers, and we're still turning the ball over a lot. But I also think that we're probably shooting the ball a little better than we've been too. And sometimes when you shoot the ball, that can make up for some of those bad trips down the court that you do have.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, you can't shoot bad and have 18 turnovers, and you almost have no chance to win unless you're playing one of the worst teams on your schedule. Which fortunately, nothing against Pekin, but they're really young right now. They're going to be better in the future, and they were on a 19-game losing streak, so we were able to overcome some of those turnovers. We never really were in danger of losing that game. I didn't feel like we like you said, we turned up the pressure a little bit for a few minutes. Being that Pekin is a longer college length floor, it's a little bit harder to full court press and trap, just more room to operate. And they got 2 threes and maybe a layup off of that, so they were able to they weren't able to turn Pekin over like we did the first time here. But eventually it warmed down. They took some bad shots, and we were able to stretch the lead a little bit comfortably. And then
you
the
got some
second half,
steals.
and we got enough steals, and I think that led directly to layups. You know, what we call them pick sixes, like football.
Right.
We try to avoid them. Obviously, offensively, we don't want to get pick sixes, but our frenzy defense, when we play that, can kind of create a little bit of that.
For sure. And I think, was that the game you had, what, 4 guys in double figures?
I think so, yeah.
And
I think Briggs and Sam had like 16, 19. I think Zach had 10. And maybe Logan, maybe Colin, somebody else was in double figures that game.
Right.
So.
But yeah, I thought that was a really good game. Then you turn around and he came back last Saturday, and to me, and maybe you have you watched the film, but I thought your game last Saturday evening against Limestone was maybe the best shooting night I've seen in years. Your kids just seemed like every shot they took was a good shot,
Yeah.
and every shot that they took, they made.
I think we airballed our first 2, and then after that we went 8 for 13 from the 3 after those 2, or maybe including those 2. But it was real impressive first half. We ended up with 10 threes. I don't remember how many total we shot. Our best of the year was Morton when we went 16 for 30, I think it was, which was a school record for makes and a super high percentage. It wasn't like we went 16 for 70.
No.
But we shot at really high percentage. And then, like you said, again, Limestone was right up there. You think the Limestone game, the Champaign game, the Morton game, maybe the IVC game. We've had quite a few games where, if we come out and hit 4, 5, 6 threes in the first quarter, 8 threes in the first half, it's pretty tough to beat us.
Oh,
You got to
sure.
be a really good team to beat
Yeah.
us when we make that many threes.
Yeah, and I thought you cut down the turnovers. You still had a
Big
few,
time.
but
Big time cut it down, yeah.
Maybe in half.
Oh, more than half.
Oh, that's
It
fantastic.
was one of our lowest turnover rates of the season for sure. I think we only had 2 in the whole first half.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple late in the game, but when you get up by 30 in the first half, the other team tends to kind of turn it off, and I thought that's what we did. We kind of got them to quit.
I thought defensively too. You kind of took away what they wanted to do,
Yeah.
and then it just because you were taking away what they wanted to do, and you were getting whatever you wanted. It kind of made Limestone. It took the wind out of their sails a little bit.
Yeah, it was a really good defensive game. Just an overall, just almost as perfect of a game. If you could sit down and say, what do we got to do to just play our best game on both ends? It was, we got to shut down Cahoe. We got to shut down Lawrence Alexander. Brady and Logan did an awesome job with that. And we got to take care of the ball, which everybody did. We got to make shots. We executed. It was just almost couldn't have written a better script for that game.
Yeah, that was outstanding. Maybe you don't want to talk about it, but what was the reward for winning?
We told them if they could get to 20 wins at the Limestone game, we'd go bowling and laser tag on Monday because we kind of got a long week. 4 straight days of practice can be a grind, especially with as few of bodies as we kind of got right now, with guys playing on JV and varsity, Gavin being hurt. A couple freshmen have a game today, so they didn't practice the whole time. They cut out a little bit early. We did a little team bonding and had some fun and found out who's good at bowling and who's not good at bowling, and then played some laser tag.
Who's the best bowler?
So the second time we've bowled, the first time the best bowlers were Brady and Briggs and Evan. I think the other day it was Zach had the highest score, highest overall score, but also the single highest score game with 157, I think it was. Might have been 159. He'll have to tell you when he comes on the show here. He's coming on in a little bit. But Evan had the second highest overall score, and then I actually had a really good day. Something I got lucky somehow. I had a couple games of 150 and one lower scoring game, so I was third overall. But Evan was really good both times we bowled. Brady, Briggs have been good. Zach was really good. And you'll have to ask him about his bowling. Is a little bit slower than his running. It's kind of like the opposite of what you would expect from Zach. You would think he would just throw that ball as hard as he can.
And
I think he runs a lot faster than the ball.
What about laser tag?
Laser tag, I think Evan won laser tag too, had the best overall score. I did not do well in laser tag. I was 16th out of 19. I think the other team kind of got to the high ground first, and they were just picking us off left and right to start. to start the game. I think we did juniors and coaches against sophomores, freshmen, and Chiago. And we lost.
And you lost.
Yeah, we lost.
So, but what a great way to bond for your team and just get away from basketball for a couple hours and just have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think things like that really help a team, especially
Yeah.
this late in the season.
Yeah, definitely. It was a lot of fun just to get away. And not even that we weren't practicing, we were still doing some athletic stuff, We're still bowling as a lot of hand-eye coordination, and it's like playing another sport, which we do for our warm-ups pretty much every day. We like to do what I call donor sports, which is we play some handball or we play some dodgeball or we play some different kinds of movements, and we'll get you ready to play basketball. But it's also like playing multiple sports, exposes you to different movements, can open up different degrees of freedom and your athleticism a little bit. So doing things like bowling, laser tag, moving in different ways than you normally move on a basketball court can help with injury prevention and just help keep you fresh a little bit, especially mentally. It's kind of hard to practice 4 straight days
Yeah.
and go hard and be ready for a game. And we found out the last time we had 3 days in a row without a game was before the Dunlap game, and that didn't go very well. We didn't have great practices during the week, and then we played bad. So we thought we got to mix it up a little bit this week. Let's not have a just grind out 4 days. Especially with East Peoria playing a game last night on Tuesday. So they had to practice for Lincoln, then they had a game Tuesday. So we took Monday off, rested our bodies. Yesterday had a practice while East Peoria did not, and then now we got 2 days to get ready.
So the other question, I think a fair question is, with bowling, is there a lot of trash talking then?
Oh, yeah.
Who's the best trash talker?
That's Briggs is pretty good. Logan, I'd say Logan's probably the best trash talker we got, for sure.
So was there trash talking on the way home after on who won?
Not on my bus. We went to go pick up the pizza, and
Okay.
not a whole lot. I think we had a lot of guys that were playing together on the same team in that bus ride, but it was cool. We came back here, we ate pizza, watched some of the guys playing in the IBA league up here, and that's always fun to watch. And then Zach had a phone call with the Naval Academy. I think he's getting recruited for
Nice.
cross country and track, so that was
Nice.
something to talk to him about.
That was really, really nice. The other question I have for you is have the seedings come out yet, or is that going to be next week?
That'll be tomorrow, actually. We had to put in our summaries. Everybody writes up what their record was and tries to make their pitch for, right now we got 3 teams that think they're in the top 3. We think we might be 3 or 4. You could make the case either way for us, right? Peoria High's 1 game ahead of us, but lost to us head-to-head. East Peoria and Morton have the same record, but Morton beat them twice. So I think it's probably going to go Morton 1, East Peoria 2, either us or Peoria High 3 or 4. We'll see what happens. 5, you got Dunlap or Galesburg. You got Washington out there still, and then Limestone. So tomorrow we find out what the seeds are. You can kind of look through that and know who you're going to play, but you don't know officially until Friday about 4 p.m. We'll know exactly what our schedule is, who we play, when we play, what time and where.
And the 2 locations are what, Galesburg and Morton?
Galesburg and Morton. If we're the 4 seed, we're going to Morton because they're going to be the 1 seed. If we're the 3, we could probably go to Galesburg and with East Peoria and Galesburg.
Right. So, yeah, that's going to be an interesting, and we'll find out about it when we talk to you on Friday.
Yeah.
But it's been fun, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Coach, you're what, 20-7?
Yep.
And when you look at this season, you've had some ups and downs, but they haven't been like total downs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your kids have still played pretty well. And when you stop and think that you're going to get, 98% of your scoring back or 99% of your scoring back next year?
I would say 100%, hopefully.
Well, 100%. But Chiago's, I think, scored, 6 points or 4?
I think he got one bucket.
1 bucket,
So
okay.
like 0.1%.
0.1%, yeah. So you get 99 plus.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're going to get basically all of your scoring back.
Hopefully we don't bring all the turnovers back next year. We'll be a little older, more experienced.
And that's probably
yes.
the case.
Yes.
And they're getting better at it, and you're starting to. I don't want to jinx this, but it starting to look like you're starting to peak at the right time of the season.
Yeah, we hope so. That's the goal.
Coach, it's been a lot of fun, and we're going to keep it rolling. And we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have a couple of your players.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Welcome back to the Justin Dehm Show. I'm here with Cam Beekman and Zach Bourne, 2 players. Cam, you're only a sophomore. Zach is a junior. We'll start with Zach first. Found out here just tonight that you're being recruited by the Naval Academy for cross country and track. Just a little bit about that.
So yeah, they reached out to me and they basically just said, "Are you interested in this? Like, we have a pretty good program, and of course, Naval Academy being pretty prestigious and very top tier program, it's a pretty great accomplishment for me just to get like talked to. But it's for me to potentially go there. It's going to be a lot of work. So I got to talk to like Congressman Darren LaHood and all that. But yeah, I'm excited about it.
That's in Annapolis, Maryland.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that would be that would be a pretty prestigious honor for you to go. But your basketball season has really blossomed this year. You've come in, you've been a scorer, you've been an inside presence, and I don't know if there's anybody that's more tenacious rebounding than you. Has it been a better year, or has it been the kind of year you anticipated coming in?
I mean, with Gavin being out, like, I've definitely got a lot more playing time, so it's given me the chance to show everyone what I can do when I get a bunch of playing time, and definitely use my energy.
For sure.
Yeah, I got a lot of energy on the court, but yeah, it's been fun, especially with last year. Like, we had Matthew, he was always having the ball in his hand, so when when he'd bring the defenders towards him, if he'd kick the ball out to me, I'd shoot it, or I'd get down low, make an easy layup. But yeah, this year I feel like I've got a bigger impact, just like handling the ball and just cutting and just doing my job as a kind of a glue guy.
And then for sure, you've been that glue guy, you've been that energy guy. When we've pressed, you've been very impressive as far as, when you come in, the press has been very effective. Mm-hmm. We got Cam. You come in 6'7" sophomore?
6'6".
6'6". Okay, so I cheated, gave you an inch there. But when I remember a year ago
Yeah.
before the season started, J.R. Koch, which is Sam's dad, I remember talking to him about the summer workouts, and I remember him saying, he goes, there was a guy, and he made the comment when you were in grade school, he goes, that's a great group of players, with Brady Jones and Colin Morrison and all those guys. He said, there's one guy you got to watch. He goes, it's Cam Beekman. He goes, he's going to catch up to his body. He's a big, long, tall kid, and he's going to be really, really good. He's got great feet. And I remember seeing him in the summer, and he goes, it's getting there real close. And then when the season started, for sure. I mean, you look to score now, down low underneath, some great post-up moves. Has that been something you've worked on? I'm going to ask you if you worked on them a lot, but it's very evident you've worked on those post moves a lot.
Yeah, I do work on it a lot. Like, at first, I used to always think pass first, but now I'm always trying to look to score more.
Yeah, I think the move that I will remember, even after you're graduated and gone, is the very first game of the year. You get in against Pasadena, and you get the ball down low. They have a 7-footer that's going to, I believe, Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And you got the ball in the low block, it was a drop step. You went in and dunked it over the top of this kid. I'm thinking, that's a pretty rough sophomore that's coming in, and he goes right up over the big 7-footer and dunks it. That had to be a little bit of a thrill.
I mean, yeah, that might be my best memory so far this season. Like, first varsity points is a pretty nice dunk.
Yeah. And the other thing too that I notice about you is when you get a pass down low, that a lot of bigger guys, they'll get the ball, they'll catch it, they won't catch it, they'll get it, they'll drop it, and then they'll pick it back up. When you get it, you catch it, and it stays in your hands. And I love the fact that you drop step, you do some moves, you get underneath. You always seem to get some sort of I'm not going to say it's an easy layup, because it's not. There's a lot of work that's gone into getting you to the basket and getting some of those points. Where do you think you need to improve, though, going forward?
100% need to add more strength. There's no doubt. And I think I should also improve my shooting ability. I'd say those two are probably my biggest so far, but for sure strength.
And you look at this year, there's a lot of places where and Coach Dehm has been able to put you into a lot of situations where you've been able to succeed. And I think both of you guys have underneath. I mean, I other than last year when we had Jonah Funk, but we've never had, at least not a lot, of the inside presence. We had a little bit with Tyson Swanson and those guys, but they still look to go outside. Where you guys both kind of look to be inside and in the paint and get, I'm going to call them garbage buckets, but both of you guys kind of hang around the rim and get a lot of buckets that in the other years we maybe didn't get. When you go out on the floor, is that kind of what it is? Is you're just going to stick around and get, if there's a loose ball, just get it and put it back up?
Well, for me, it's like I always want the ball. Like I'm always trying to get the ball in my hands, just to, like help out the team. Like if I can jump on a loose ball or get a rebound, put it back in, like that's my role. So that's what I try to do.
I'm always just trying to get rebounds and like second chance points.
Yeah, and I've noticed that we've dominated the boards, both the JV level and at the varsity level, and both of you guys have had a lot of success in and around the basket, and that bodes well down the street for your future. You're only a sophomore, Zach. You're just a junior, so this year it just seems like everybody had 6'6", 6'7", 6'5", and some of those guys were big too. The kid from Palatine was a building on wheels.
Yeah.
I mean, he was huge, and I thought you guys handled him pretty well. And next year you'll still have to contend with Quentin Kitt a little bit, but other than that, I think when teams look at Metamora, they're going to look at they got an inside game and an outside game, and that's both of you guys too, along with Brady Jones. But what for you, Zach? What do you think you need to work on going forward?
Along with Cam, definitely just strength. Like I'm not the strongest guy out there. Like I'm a cross country runner, so definitely work on like getting in the weight room more, getting some more meat on my bones. But yeah, just getting stronger, shooting when I'm open, good shots, and yeah, just also passing. Like without Gavin, coach always harps that like Gavin's our leading assist guy, so with me getting better at passing and seeing the floor more, that could lead to more buckets, easy buckets.
Now the most important question was, you had the high score bowling.
Yeah.
How did you do?
Bowling, not so good, but I'm pretty good at laser tag though. I got second in laser tag.
You got second in laser tag. All right, so you did make up for it there. Was that kind of a nice break in the monotony of a basketball season?
Yeah, it was nice to just have fun and bond with the team.
Same with you?
Well, it's just like, yeah, like, got on the bus, I was like, what are we doing? I'd like, usually during this time, like, I'm at practice, so it was just kind of caught me off guard. And then, but yeah, I had fun.
It was a lot of fun. I heard that was going to happen. I heard that on Friday that's what was going to, if you guys got the win. Then you guys came out and played the best game of, at least shooting wise, maybe the best game of the year. Maybe you ought to take your bowling more often.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, thank you so much, and good luck the rest of the season. Good luck with your
Thank
naval
you.
recruitment, and good luck on the court the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That'll do it for the Justin Dehm Show. We'll see you Friday night in Metamora.